it's Natalie here once again, and I'm back. So today I'm gonna be talking about something that I get questions and comments on all the time, and I see it predominantly on one of my previous videos called Being Plus Size in Korea. And I find that in that video I highlight some of the things that I have experienced in Korea in regards to my weight. And those experiences have garnered comments saying things like, oh, I'm never gonna come to Korea now, or this is why I don't want to travel. And that wasn't the purpose of that video, is not to scare people into not traveling abroad. So in this video, I'm gonna address some things that you should be worried about if you are bigger and you are plus size or curvy or however you wanna label it and you wanna travel. So if you are interested, then stay tuned. Probably one of the biggest things that people always are concerned about are stares. Will people stare at me? Will they look at me? My answer to that is yes. You are going to be looked at. You're going to be looked at no matter what you do. You're going to be looked at because you are a foreigner. You're going to be looked at because you look lost. You're going to be looked at because you're obviously different from the rest of the people. You're going to be looked at because you are bigger. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what anybody thinks. You're trying to enjoy and go out and travel and have a good time. You're never going to see these people again in your life. So what they may think of you in that moment doesn't even matter. Saying that you don't want to travel because you're big, because you're afraid of what other people are going to think, is one of the most self-hindering things that you can do to yourself. Giving someone that amount of power over you and what you want to do and your dreams and your passions, that is so depressing. When I say people are going to stare, yes, they are going to stare. But give them something to stare at. And this goes into my next point. Being fat and confident is rare. Let me say that again. Being fat and confident is rare, especially abroad. Yes, fatness is looked at as a negative factor of a person, but that does not define who you are. Of course people are going to judge you and assume that they know what you're doing and assume that they know who you are and assume that they know what you eat and assume that you don't do exercise. People are going to do a whole bunch of assuming because that's all that they're going to do. If you take your body and you walk that walk and you show people that yes, I am fat, but Lord, I look good, people have no other choice but to stare in awe. When I first moved to Korea, I came here knowing that my fatness was rare. I knew that my fatness was considered negative here, and I could not allow that to make me feel less about myself, because if I did, I would have left a long time ago. When I see somebody staring, I give them something to stare at. I will walk with my head held high. I might do a hair flip or two, and I make sure that my hips swing just the right way so they got something to look at on the backside too. But like I was saying, you will get stared at. You will get looks. You cannot focus on that. If you focus on that, you are going to have a negative experience, especially if you are formulating what they must be thinking of. Do not let other people's actions stop you from living your life. So one of the things that always annoys me are people that think that they are helping you by telling you comments like,
are you gonna eat all that? Maybe you should try some salad instead.
You know what you should do this weekend? You should join me and exercise. That would really get your heart pumping and you could lose some of that fat.
Are you sure you should be eating that? I heard there's a lot of calories in it.
You would look so much better if you lost like 20 pounds.
Why do people think that it's okay to comment on your body? That's one thing that always gets on my last nerve. This is what I really want to say to those people that leave those comments or even have the audacity to say it straight to my face. Sweetheart, do you know me? Do you know what I do? Do you truly know what I don't do? I look at my butt-ass naked body in the mirror every single day. Me know what me look like, okay? I know what I look like. I know I'm fat, okay? Doesn't mean I'm ugly, but I know I'm fat, okay? That doesn't need an additional remark from you. That doesn't need you telling me that I'm fat. That doesn't need you giving me advice on what I should and shouldn't do, because I know what I should and shouldn't do. So, how about you keep your little sly ass comments to yourself and we can get on with the rest of our lives, okay? All right. So yes, this happens whether you travel or not. People will find something to comment on. They will have or find a way to insinuate something about your weight and make you feel pretty crappy about yourself. That's just people. But at the end of the day, what I do is I remind myself they don't know what I eat on a daily basis. They have an idea of what I may eat. They have this image, according to my body, of what they constitute a fat person does. But do they actually know? No. Are they looking at you every day? No. So does what they say actually matter? No. Now, one of the things that I definitely experience, and I know some of my other bigger friends experience, are seat sizes. Especially if like there's seat arms. That includes plane seats, train seats, that includes cafe seating, pretty much seating anywhere in the opera house. It's gonna be tight. So you have to be wary about that when you're traveling, that things tend to be tiny and it's probably gonna be uncomfortable. And so yes, you may get to a country, try to sit down, realize that you got a fat ass, okay? Ain't a problem with that, but for that seat, it's a problem. It's gonna be uncomfortable to you. It could even make you feel down at a certain point, but you have to remember, that's just how it is, okay? So one of the first things you're gonna notice, seats are gonna be small. Especially if you're not, like on international flights, seats tend to be a little bigger because they're more, it's for more comfortability. You have longer flight times. But if you're doing those continental flights or short range flights, the seats get a little smaller, and so you have to be understanding of that. I remember I was on a flight to Jeju, and I could not buckle my seat. And that was the first time I had ever experienced that in my life. And I was like, well, dang, like, am I that thick? Like, what happened? And so I literally just put my arm over my belt because I was so ashamed to ask the flight attendant, the flight attendant for a seat extender, because literally nobody else on the flight needed it. Probably not a good call, because if the plane were to crash, I would have been the first one out the window. But yeah, it could happen. And you have to be mentally prepared for that. Now, if you are an adventurer, okay, you like to do some active sports, you want to parasail, you want to zip line, you want to do all those things, a lot of those places actually have weight limits, okay? And that is nothing against you. It is literally for the safety of yourself and whatever trainer is there, okay? You don't want to lie and be generous about your weight, and then you get on this thing and you realize that it cannot hold you, okay? So there's going to definitely be some activities that you probably won't be able to partake in because there is a weight limit. So just be mindful of that, and make sure that if you want to sign up for these things, you check the website, you contact the company, because you don't want to pay for it and go all the way to the country and then be waiting to do this thing and you realize you can't do it. So basically, to sum everything up, the world is not made for big size or plus size people. No, it is not. But that does not mean that you can't get out there and travel. Live your life. Do what you want to do. Get up and go. Make sure that you are prepared and you are mentally aware of what you may encounter, so you are not found shocked once that thing happens. Okay? So, if you have any other tips to add to this list, please list them down below. If you've experienced any negatives while being abroad, Again, list them down below. Maybe you can help somebody else out, and if somebody's on the fence about traveling, encourage them, you guys. That is what this community is about. It's about encouraging each other, and that's what I want you guys to do. I'm not gonna say that it's easy to fully and truly love yourself. It is a journey. It is something you have to learn over time, but you can start little by little and finding something that you love about yourself. Once you find that love within yourself, you can radiate that out. And people will gravitate towards that. They will admire that. And once you do that, once you can present that part of you, girl or boy, you can do anything. Anyways, I hope that this video helped you guys. I really want you guys to travel. I really want you guys to get out there, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Mwah. See you guys next time. Bye.